the most spectacular harvests in the world. Imagine this. While you are listening to this voice, thousands of giant machines are moving right now across soybean, cotton, cucumber, and wheat fields all over the planet. Some are so powerful they can harvest more than 30 tons per hour. Others are so delicate they cut tea leaves without damaging a single bud. And along this journey, you are even going to discover a fruit that can sell for more than $600 a pair. In the next few minutes, I'm going to take you through the most spectacular harvests in the world, from colossal harvesters in the United States to Japanese farmers who bury apples under the snow to turn them into a luxury product. If you're interested in agriculture, technology, machines, or you simply want to understand better where what you eat every day comes from, don't look away, because what you're about to discover is truly impressive. And stay very focused, because later in this same audio, you're going to meet a tropical fruit that some chefs use as a meat substitute, a Japanese mango that is harvested by letting it fall into a net as if it were a jewel, and apples that spend 3 months buried under snow before they reach the market. I promise you that when we're done, you will never look at a simple fruit or a crop field the same way again. Let's start with a classic of modern agriculture: green beans. In small plots, compact harvesters are designed to move between narrow paths and uneven terrain. They cut the plant very close to the root with a double blade system, separate the pods with high-speed vibrating drums, and carry everything on inclined belts into the collection hoppers, while the fresh beans travel over ribbed rubber belts toward the containers. Leaves, stems, and residue are cleanly expelled to the side. The result is a fast, clean, precise harvest in a single pass. But when we talk about farms of hundreds of hectares, the spotlight goes to the giant combine harvesters. These machines operate like true mobile factories on wheels. Extra-wide cutting bars swallow entire rows in one pass. Internal systems separate the seeds from the pods with high-speed rotors, and powerful air currents remove leaves and branches, leaving only clean, uniform beans. When the tank fills up, an auger unloads the crop into support trailers in a matter of seconds. This entire chain can be up to 5 times more efficient than manual harvesting, boosting productivity by more than 400%. Thanks to this technology, large farms in Europe and North America harvest hundreds of thousands of tons of beans every year. Now we travel to the heart of the American Midwest, where soybeans dominate the landscape. There, giant harvesters form a true army that moves in formation across the fields. Soybeans are not just a crop, they are an economic engine. Machines from brands like John Deere, Case YH, and New Holland can process more than 50 tons per hour, working non-stop across areas measured in thousands of hectares. They incorporate GPS and auto steering systems so every pass is perfect, yield sensors that measure how much soybean is being harvested in real time, and smart cabins that adjust route, speed, and fuel consumption. If we cross the Pacific and arrive in Japan, the philosophy changes completely. Instead of multi-ton monsters, small, compact soybean harvesters dominate, barely 1.5 meters tall. Built for fragmented land and narrow rows, they produce less than the American giants, but they stand out in precision, crop care, and fuel efficiency. It's the perfect contrast. 2 different approaches, but the same goal: feeding the world with millions of tons of soy for food, oils, and biofuels. In cotton fields, modern technology has taken harvesting to another level. The latest generation cotton harvesters combine several processes into a single machine. At the front, rotating drums with suction and brushes Gently separate the fiber from the bolls without damaging the delicate strands. Then a central pneumatic system pulls the fiber, removes dry leaves and debris, and leaves only clean, fluffy cotton. The most impressive part is the automatic module builder. Inside the machine itself, the cotton is compacted, wrapped, and expelled onto the field in huge cylinders ready for transport. No separate baler is needed, and no extra tractor maneuvers. With this integrated design, farmers reduce fuel use, cut costs, and increase harvested volume per workday. If we look toward horticultural crops, industrial cucumbers in regions like Ontario or Michigan belong to green giants like the Vogel 5-6. These machines can harvest 20 to 30 tons of cucumbers per hour. A front mechanism gently lifts the plants from the ground without bruising the fruit. A cutting system and rollers guide the cucumbers onto internal conveyor belts, and there, screening and pre-cleaning systems separate soil and residue before sending everything into the hoppers. The harvest is up to 50 times faster than manual labor. In Europe, Danish technology applied to leeks is almost hypnotic. Machines like those developed by Lift cut just under the root with a very thin blade. Two rubber rollers grip the stalks, lift them from the soil, clean them with soft brushes, and place them aligned into boxes. In barely 5 minutes, a single machine can harvest more than 600 meters of row, keeping each stalk clean, straight, and whole, ready to reach your supermarket. But not everything in modern agriculture is metal, sensors, and engines. There are also crops where the human hand remains irreplaceable. We leave extreme mechanization behind and head to the tropical forests of West Africa, a region that produces more than 40% of the world's cocoa. Even though people have tried to mechanize the harvest, the reality is that cocoa is still collected almost entirely by hand. The tree flowers irregularly, pods grow attached to the trunk, and branches in different directions, and the terrain is humid, slippery, and full of slopes. That is why around 95% of cocoa is harvested through human effort. Farmers under the equatorial sun make their way between trees with curved knives to cut each pod with precision, avoiding damage to the stem so the tree can produce again next season. The orange pods are loaded into baskets, carried on shoulders, and then opened to extract the white seeds wrapped in pulp. Those seeds are fermented under banana leaves for several days. That small detail, invisible to most consumers, defines the aroma, flavor, and character of the chocolate that reaches your hands. Behind every bar are millions of farmers living on very low incomes, whose work supports a multi-billion-dollar industry. Another extremely demanding crop is asparagus. There are only a few golden hours each day to cut it. If you're late, the stalks grow too much, lose quality, and the price collapses. In most countries, harvesting is still manual. Farmers use long, thin knives with sharp blades to locate each stalk beneath the soil surface. They move the soil aside by hand, find the asparagus at the correct depth, and cut a few centimeters above the crown, taking care not to damage the shoots that will be used for the next cut. Advanced harvesters do exist, very expensive ones, working in large areas of Europe and the United States. But even with these machines, asparagus remains a crop where precision and timing are everything. In New Zealand's kiwi orchards, harvesting was fully manual for decades. Pickers work with their necks bent back, arms raised, checking fruit by fruit. Each kiwi is detached carefully to avoid bruises or scratches that could ruin the batch. A good picker can harvest more than 1,000 fruits per hour. Now, harvesting robots are beginning to appear, guided by cameras and artificial intelligence, with suction arms that identify ripe fruit and remove it with the exact pressure, without a single mark. Something similar happens with industrial raspberries in the United States, Canada, and Europe. In large plantations arranged in straight rows, specialized harvesters use gentle shaking systems. Flexible rods vibrate the bushes delicately, so only the ripe raspberries fall into trays without breaking branches. Internal belts carry the fruit to pre-cooling and sorting systems. The impact is huge, 5 to 8 times more productivity than manual harvesting, lower labor costs, and uniform quality ready for the juice, jam, and frozen industries. In the case of peaches in the United States, the story is completely different. Despite advances in machinery, peaches are still harvested almost entirely by hand. Each fruit is handled delicately, gently twisted, and placed into fabric baskets or soft plastic containers. A small bruise can cause a peach to lose value, so they must be transported to cooling stations within a few hours to maintain the crisp texture and characteristic aroma. Mango is similar, but with technological support. In producing regions like Mexico, mango is harvested by hand, but workers no longer rely only on unstable ladders. Compact hydraulic platforms rise up to 10 meters high, allowing safe access to treetops. From a small control panel on the railing, the operator can raise, lower, and rotate the platform. All of this multiplies productivity and reduces accidents. Zucchini, with its thin skin and tender stem, still depends almost entirely on human hands. Harvesters cut the stem with small knives and place the fruit carefully into shallow boxes. Harvesting must be done every few days, always during the coolest morning hours to maintain firmness, color, and shine. And before we continue, if you're enjoying this journey through the most impressive harvests on the planet, and it fascinates you to see how technology is changing the countryside, I invite you to subscribe right now and activate the notification bell. That way, you help me keep creating detailed content like this, full of incredible machines and stories that almost nobody knows about modern agriculture. Now, yes, we're going to enter an even more curious part: luxury products, extreme techniques, and harvests that feel like they came straight out of a movie. Let's travel to Japan, to regions where winter covers everything in white. There, one of the most surprising post-harvest techniques is born snow-aged apples, known as Yuki Ringo snow apples. At the end of the season, the best apples are selected, fully ripe, placed into baskets, and taken to mountainous areas covered in snow. With blowers and machinery, they are buried under layers of snow 2 to 3 meters thick and covered with special tarps. For about 3 months, the apples hibernate in a cold, humid, stable environment. During that time, acidity drops, natural sugars concentrate, the texture becomes crispier, and the aroma becomes sweeter. When spring arrives, the baskets are unearthed. The best apples are selected, and they are sold as a premium product for juices, desserts, and seasonal gifts. It's not just fruit. It's a sensory experience built through climate and patience. In the forests of Vermont and Canada, the collection of maple sap to produce maple syrup has also changed radically. Before, every tree had a bucket hanging from the trunk, collecting sap drop by drop. Today, most producers use a network of plastic tubes that looks like the circulatory system of a forest. A small hole is drilled into the trunk. A spout connected to thin hoses is inserted. Those hoses connect to larger lines that run down the mountain, and vacuum pumps pull the sap into centralized storage tanks. Manual work is reduced. Sap is not contaminated by air, and purity is maintained before filtering and concentration. From there comes maple syrup, a North American culinary icon with top-quality batches that can reach very high prices. We returned to Japan to meet one of the most expensive mangoes in the world, the famous Egg of the Sun, grown in Miyazaki Prefecture. For a mango to earn that name, it must meet strict requirements: a minimum weight close to 350 grams, a high sugar content, and an intense, uniform red color, as if it had absorbed the sunlight. The most curious part is how it is harvested. It is not cut from the tree like a normal mango. Each fruit is placed inside a hammock-like mesh net that hangs from the tree itself. When the mango reaches perfect ripeness and naturally detaches, it falls into the net without suffering any impact. Then it is selected, graded, and auctioned. Some pairs of these mangoes can sell for hundreds of dollars. It is the result of combining precision agriculture, patience, and a cultural obsession with perfection. Now we travel to the blue agave fields in Jalisco, Mexico. There, harvesting agave for tequila is almost a ritual. After 7 to 10 years of growth, when the leaves turn grayish and tilt toward the ground, the jimadores know the time has come. With the koa, a traditional tool with a wooden handle and a flat circular blade at the tip, they cut the leaves one by one until the heart of the agave is exposed, the piña, which can weigh close to 100 kilos. Every cut demands strength, technique, and constant sharpness. The jimadores sharpen the koa by hand again and again, so it penetrates at the base without tearing the plant. A skilled worker can clean and cut one plant in under a minute. That combination of strength, precision, and experience is the foundation of every bottle of tequila. Years of work concentrated into a single sip. In Asia, two tropical fruits seem to run on their own internal clocks: jackfruit and rambutan. Jackfruit, or yucca, is a huge spiky fruit with a very particular aroma. Farmers harvest it using smell, hearing, and touch. They tap the surface gently and listen for a dull sound to know it is ready. When it is ripe, its fibrous pulp can be used as a meat substitute in vegan dishes. In fact, some fine dining restaurants in cities like Los Angeles already serve jackfruit burgers and tacos as if it were shredded meat. Rambutan, with its red skin covered in hairs, ripens very fast and is extremely sensitive to rain. A single downpour at the wrong moment can ruin the fruit's color and aroma. That is why farmers cover the tree canopy with fine mesh before harvest. When the hairs on the peel soften and curl slightly, and the skin becomes an intense red, they know the perfect moment has arrived. They cut entire clusters with poles fitted with small blades, as if they were cutting flowers, taking care not to break the stems so the fruit keeps its shine and juice. Now we return to heavy work to see a simple but revolutionary change: banana harvesting. For a long time, workers carried bunches of up to 50 kilos on their shoulders, walking long distances under the sun to collection centers. It was one of the hardest jobs in the countryside. To ease that burden, many farms implemented an ingenious system of overhead cables with metal hooks. Today, instead of carrying bunches on their backs, workers cut the bunch, hang it on a hook, and the bunch slides along the cable, driven by gravity and small motors, to the washing and packing station. From afar, it looks like a green river floating above the plantation, a constant flow of bunches traveling through the air. Transport speed multiplies, and physical strain is reduced dramatically. In pecan groves in the United States and in plum orchards, harvesting is done with machines that literally make the ground shake. Tree shakers. These machines approach the trunk, grip it with large rubber clamps, and activate a hydraulic system that shakes the tree for just a few seconds. Thousands of fruits fall onto tarps or collection frames placed underneath. Conveyor belts carry them to cleaning and sorting systems. In the case of pecans, this system has multiplied productivity and has allowed countries like the United States to concentrate most of the world's production. In South Korea, harvesting lotus root combines diving, pressurized water, and a lot of patience. Farmers wearing full waterproof suits enter cold, muddy ponds where the delicate, fragile roots hide under layers of silt. Instead of using shovels that could break them, they use high-pressure water jets to loosen the soil and free the roots without snapping them. When the roots float to the surface, they are collected into small boats and taken to dry land, where they must be processed quickly before they oxidize and change color. With aloe vera, precision is also key. The leaves are cut near the base, tilted so the yellow sap drains out, a bitter substance that can ruin an entire gel batch if it is not removed properly, and placed carefully into padded trays. In large plantations, moving conveyor belts run along the rows collecting hundreds of leaves in minutes, reducing by up to 70% the effort of carrying heavy leaves by hand. The purity of the gel that ends up in creams, drinks, and beauty products depends entirely on this combination of speed and care. What you have just heard is only part of the silent revolution happening in global agriculture. Giant machines that function like factories on wheels, compact equipment designed for small plots, robots able to identify ripe fruit one by one, systems of cables, tubes, and belts that reduce human effort and increase quality, and at the same time, millions of hands that remain irreplaceable for delicate crops, luxury harvests, and traditional techniques no robot has been able to match. Behind every plate of food, every fruit you buy at the market, or every chocolate you enjoy, there is a fascinating combination of engineering, nature, and human labor. If this journey through the most spectacular harvests on the planet sparked your curiosity, I invite you to subscribe, leave your like, and share this content. And tell me, even if only in your mind while you listen to this, which of all these harvests surprised you the most? The apple buried under snow, the luxury mango harvested in a net, the giant machines pulling dozens of tons per hour, or the hands still harvesting cocoa pod by pod under the tropical sun. Whatever your answer is, one thing is certain. The next time you see a crop field, you will know that behind that simple image, there is an entire world of technology, tradition, and invisible effort.